欢迎大家来到15 Minutes 通勤学英语直播室，我是 John 老师，然后在我的右边呢是 Patty， 今天呢是无声的 Patty， 可是呢 Patty 这个全身心都其实在我们这边哈，只是声音没有办法在我们这边。然后在 Patty 的右边是
Angel。Hi, hello, it's Angel. Nice to see you
guys.Right， 所以大家其实，我看一下哦，大家其实都是老朋友了，就不用再多做 intro 了哈，来介绍说15 minutes 通勤学英语，我们的 live podcast 到底在做些什么 ？You know what to do, right? Okay, so let's get on with the topic today. So the topic today is back to school.
Back to school.
Back to school. 因为学期才开学嘛，对不对？ Kids are now back to school. So BTS.All right, so BTS, yes, not that BTS, not 不是防弹少年团哦，
不是那个 BTS.
Back to school, BTS. So kids are now back to school, so it is only appropriate for us to pick up the school and studying related idioms. So idioms about school, idioms about studying. All right, nice and easy one. We've got 6 to go today and a lot to use. And definitely, I think you guys would have a lot of fun with today's idiom because we have all been through the years where we've been cooped up in class and, we have a lot of subjects shoved down our throat. And at the same time, going through your teenage years, the rebellious years, and a lot of stories to share.所以呢，这个跟大家的这个成长应该都有关系，对不对？想到学校啦，想到过去这个被填鸭式的教育填压哈，那也有像我们在国外也爽爽的过啦，就是没有什么补习班，然后就乱读一通也 pass 这样子，也有这样子的生活。But those are the fun times, isn't it? So Angel, before we start, did you like your school years?
Not bad, I guess.
Not bad. Did you have fun?
Not bad, I guess. Yeah, I did.
You did. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's great.
How about yourself?
We had sort of fun. I can say, if we compare it to what kids are facing today, I had tons of fun. And I had tons of nothing.
Tons of nothing. Yes.
A ton of nothing because there were many afternoons and many holidays that I spent just staring into deep space, playing with my dog, do almost nothing.
Well, that sounds what a nerd did.
There were too many days like that. You get bored from getting bored.
But at least enjoyed it.
I guess if you look back.
Yeah.
But at that moment, you got bored of getting bored. Can you imagine?
Bored of getting bored. Oh my God.
Yes. So that's why if you really got bored, you were up to no good, really. You were like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You were up to no good. I don't know, you were, you were trying to climb up a tree, cut the tree down, dig up some dirt.
Oh,
all right?
You were really bored.
We were really bored, yeah.
I can tell.
Just climb up the roof for the sake of climbing up. Like you find a ladder and then you're just curious about what the roof looks like. You would just climb up and oh, this is the roof. Okay, and then get down.
That's it?
That's it. Yes. Yes. Like really, really bored. Yes. Okay. Hello, Frank, Kevin, Ty, and Chen. How are you guys doing tonight? So those were the good days, right? And the idioms, of course, this is very, very common for all of us. I would say that if I go through tonight's idiom, you would find bits and pieces of your old school life or maybe stories and things that you've been through in your school years, Very, very nostalgic night indeed. OK， 所以因为呢，现在我们才开学嘛，小朋友开学了，所以我们就很这个合时事的呢。最近的时事就是开学，所以我们就很合时事呢，今天来分享一下上课跟上学相关的英文惯用语啦。So the first one, Angel, please take it away. The first one.
And put your thinking cap on.
So you put your thinking cap on. So the minute you see this idiom, you think about Harry Potter, right?
Yes.
But that's not the thinking cap. That's not the thinking hat. Harry Potter didn't put on the thinking hat. That's a different kind of hat. That was the sorting hat.
A sorting hat, yes.
Yes, that was the sorting hat. Okay, but this is the smarter hat.
Smarter cap.
This is not a
Smart
hat.
cap.
Yeah, this is your
This is a cap.
thinking cap. You gotta put your thinking cap on. Or put on your thinking cap. Right.
Put on your thinking cap.
Yes. So the example sentence here, we need to figure out how we're going to solve this problem. So let's put our thinking caps on. So what do you think this means? Put your thinking cap on. Or I can say, I want to put my thinking cap on.
I need to concentrate on thinking for this matter.
Yeah. Put our thinking caps on. Or we gotta really think about this. Or we have to take this seriously. Yes. Just use your brain right now. Yes.
Use your brain.
No more fun and games. Nothing fun now. Be serious. Put your thinking caps on. We gotta have solid, concrete solutions. All right. So put your thinking caps on, guys. That's what the teacher would say. All
so
right.
they would go like, okay, students, guys, you need to put your thinking caps on this mathematical problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. For example, if a teacher were to explain or help the students go through some of the exam questions, some teachers are nice. And before the exam, they would say, okay, let's go through everything. So, when, for instance, getting to one particular exam question, we tend to like to ask this in the exam. So when you get to this question, you have to put your thinking caps on. Because this is not going to be an easy one.
So would the teacher just go like, use your brain?
Yes. So, our English teacher in primary school, he would say, use your numbskull.
Use your numbskull.
Yes. We remember I studied in an all-boys school throughout my school years. And we were just a bunch of naughty boys. So obviously the English teacher, he had his way. He, being the English teacher, he, like literally abused us with his words. So if you didn't have enough vocabulary, you couldn't catch what he was saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
So even you were mugged, you wouldn't even notice.
Exactly. He's like,
So would that make you wanted to like study harder to understand what he say?
No, it's okay. You get it.
You get it.
It's either sarcasm or satire or some sort, or he's just trying to tease you. Yes, we got the point. Yes, we kind of liked it, and then some that you caught on, you would use it between your peers.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, because we are not allowed to swear. In primary school, we were not allowed to swear, so you can't say F you and things like that.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, whatever was interesting, it was non-violent. We would do
non-violent.
Yes. So we call each other numbskulls.
Numbskulls. I think this is an interesting topic. Maybe next time we can like tell people how to sarcasm people without using any foreign language.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, we can have like a 3-hour lesson on how to be bitchy. Right? How to sound bitchy. It's actually quite difficult.
Without
on its own. Like
any
you gotta
words.
sound bitchy. You
yes.
can't, how do you make every word sound bitchy? That's an art. I tell you.
That's an art, definitely.
That's an art. All right. So moving on to the next idiom for tonight. You draw a blank.
Draw a blank.
Draw a blank. So what blank is this? This is not like 空包蛋, right? This is more like blank minded, like you're
Blank.
yeah, like you have nothing on your mind. Like you
Have
draw
nothing to
blank, like
say.
yeah, you're dumbstruck, as we say, like oh, uh, okay, right. So drawing a blank can mean two things. One, to fail to get an answer or result. So I drew a blank when my math teacher asked me a very difficult math question. I drew a blank. I
I
totally
drew a
drew a
blank.
blank. I saw the question and I'm sorry, I don't know. That's drawing a blank. Okay. Or sorry, I failed to remember something. I can't recognize something. That's also drawing a blank. Yes. So, for example, you asked me, hey, what did we do last Wednesday? And I would say, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. I can't
That's the
remember.
drawing a blank.
That's
Cannot
drawing a
remember
blank.
anything.
I just couldn't. Yeah, just nothing. Yes.
But it happens to us all the time.
Yes.
Draw a blank.
Okay. So that's drawing a blank. You got nothing. All right. So we had put on your thinking cap, drawing a blank. These, I'm sure, I can go on for days with all these idioms because I have all sorts of stories from the school days.
I'm
Drawing a
sure.
blank, middle of the class,
Yes.
Yes, and not putting my thinking cap on in class. You see, the idiom says you got to put your thinking cap on, but technically we never had our thinking caps on, so we always did something dumb.
We always
Yes.
have blanks in our mind.
We no. If you have blanks, that's a different meaning.
They have a blank.
Like draw a blank. You cannot have a blank. Yeah.
So it's
Let's
different.
say yes. Yes, it's very, very different. Okay, so you draw a blank. That means you're trying to access something, but you got
Uh-huh.
nothing. Drawing, accessing from. So you got nothing. Okay. But if you have blanks, for guys like me, if we have blanks, got to see the doctor. Okay.
Oh,
Can't have babies. We got
got
blanks.
it.
Yes. Gotta
Serious
go.
question.
Yes.
Serious problem.
Well, technically not that serious because remember, Angel, a few weeks ago we talked about IVF.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
there's
did.
always solutions.
Yes, we talked about IVF. So if you guys are curious, go back to vocab. I think either 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, we talked about IVF. So that's having blanks. That's not drawing a blank. Yes. So whenever you draw, this idea, the draw, right, comes from your mind.
Yeah.
You collect or you access from your mind. So drawing a blank. Okay. Moving on. Next idiom, cover a lot of ground. This is widely used. You got to cover a lot of ground. Okay.
Cover a lot of ground.
Cover a lot of ground. So, for example, this is something I experienced first year in university. So, when you graduate in high school, you think you're all that, right? You think you got your A's, your B's, your C's, and you're like, now I'm all grown up. And then you go, and then you go to your first class in university, and you're like this is, I'm going to do this. You feel like on top of the world, right? You feel like, Jack in Titanic, right? And then you go and attend your first lesson, your first class. And then you experience what college is like or university class is like. And then you get out of that first class and you're like, what did we just do just now? Like that was too much ground to cover. Like I didn't even, I couldn't pay attention. That went past like lightning speed. Because
Oh.
more ground gets covered in class, in college.
Oh, yeah.
In school, the teacher is sort of obliged to sort of get everybody on the same level, right? Before the teacher would progress to the next part of the curriculum. But in college, it's like you're in college now, you're in university, you're big enough. So that's that. Yeah. And then you get out of class and you're like, oh. And then you feel like,
What
okay,
just happened?
yeah, that was not savory. That that was just weird. That was a totally different experience. And then I remember I only really settled, got comfortable with the speed and everything, and also the volume of work. I got
Mm-hmm.
only comfortable in my second year. My
Oh,
first
the
year was
second
like,
year.
it was terrible. Like I'm the type that is panicky. I'm like, oh my god, like why is everything going at lightning speed? I gotta catch up. I feel I
Oh,
can't catch up. Yes.
so
So
did you prepare well before every classes?
the first year, yes, I
Uh-huh.
studied very hard in my first year, and then second year, you sort of know the tricks and the and
You
tricks of
kind
the
of get used to
trade.
it. Mm-hmm.
You kind of got used to it, and I very early on I made sure that I have access to the lecturers and the professors. So I was lucky. In the second year, I mean, I sort of know what to expect. So
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
second and the rest of the years were much better. But first year, oh, I panicked. Like I panicked. Yes, I really, like my dad was like, "Why are you studying?" And I'm like, I feel like I'm not catching on. Like I'm always behind. And then second year is like, yeah, whatever. I
Whatever.
yeah, whatever. I just want to
I
pass. I don't care.
I think a lot of university kids they just kind of gave up. Whatever, I don't understand, and then just gave up.
True, yeah, because I mean, you have limited amount of time, and there's
Yeah,
just too much ground to cover.
too
Is it
much
by
ground to
yeah,
cover.
too much ground
Exactly.
to
Mm-hmm.
cover. And before the exams, most of the exams were all scheduled in the same week or the same 2 weeks before the holidays. So
Before the
technically,
holidays, yes,
yeah, technically you have to manage
you
your
have to.
yeah, you have to
Mm,
manage your time, you have to manage your studying techniques, you have to manage your you know uh, examination techniques or strategies, how you prep for them. Yes. So we most of the time spend in the beginning we did study hard, and then eventually it went to cracking the test, trying to guess what the professor is gonna ask, and 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 also asking for favors. Let
asking for favors.
yes, and asking for favors, like let the professor give us some sort of direction.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yeah, once you get connected with people, it's things
The
get a
connection,
little
yes,
bit
the connection is
easier.
very important.
Very, very important. Yes, I learned
Very
that. I
important.
learned that very early on.
Lucky you.
Lucky me. Yes. So example sentence. Take it away. Covering a lot of ground.
Our team have done so well over the past 2 weeks. We've managed to cover so much ground that I feel this program may be ready by the end of this month.
So this covering a lot of ground means progressed, right?
Mhm.
The whole team has done so much to progress further. So covered a lot of ground, which works. Okay. Next example sentence.
We have to complete our research within the next month. We still have a lot of ground to cover, and I fear we may not get everything done in time.
All right. So this is research. We still have a lot of ground to cover. Still have a lot of areas we need to research. Okay. Right. So a lot of ground to cover. Good. So that's ground to cover. I think this is kind of the easier one to cover a
Uh-huh.
lot of ground. Yes.
A very useful one.
Very useful one. You can use
Mhm.
it in business. You can use it for projects. You can use it for studying. Yes. Right. Very useful. Moving on. We usually like to do this. And Angel, what do we like to do in Taiwan?
We like to learn something by heart. By
Okay.
heart?
Yes. Or we can learn something off by heart.
Ah,
Okay. Learn something by heart or learn something off by
Off
heart.
by heart.
Yes. So, for example, what people do in Taiwan is me being the kind of not so smart Taiwanese kid in school. All the
Oh,
other Taiwanese kids, they were 4 or 5 of
there
us
were.
in the whole school, in high school, and they could do math by heart.
That's what I did when I was a kid.
I couldn't. I couldn't.
That means
I
that you
had
are
to.
a smart kid.
No, I couldn't do any. I couldn't do any math by heart, so I had to write the whole process down. So it took me a
Oh,
long time to write math tests, and I don't usually finish in time. I'm the
okay.
slow kid.
But
I'm
that
the
means
slow
that
kid.
you need to write down all
Yeah,
every
the whole
steps.
procedure. Yeah.
The whole piece. That means that you really understand the math. The
No, not
reason
really.
behind. Not
Not
really.
really. Yes. But if you can do it by heart,
Uh-huh.
that's so much easier. But just focus on the getting the answers right, or writing down whatever formulas. You see, sometimes the more formulaic you study, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you do the formulas, it doesn't mean you get it right.
Oh.
Sometimes you get tangled up in your equations, and
Mm-hmm.
you confuse yourself. So no. But most of my friends, they were like, "Oh yeah, this is easy. Just do that. Skip step 3 and 4, and boom, here's the
Boom.
answer." And I'm like, "How do you do that?" He's like, "You got to do it by heart.
Oh, I
Just
envy them.
do the
Mm-hmm.
first few steps by heart." No, I had to write the whole procedure. Okay. So, learning something by heart or learning something off by heart means you have to memorize it. Okay? In short, just memorize it. You have to shove it
Just
in your
memory.
memory.
Mm-hmm.
You have to memorize it. Okay? So, alternatively, if you don't know the word, if you know off by heart, then the verb, the one singular word, a verb for off by heart is memorize.
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 But by saying memorize something, do you really understand the meaning of it, or it doesn't matter? You just memorize it.
The verb is memorize, yes. So you just
Uh,
shove it in your memory. Yes. You're
okay.
like
Maybe.
APPLE, apple.
Oh, that's it.
HOUSE, house. You don't have to know the meaning. You don't have to know how it works. You just know when HOU and S and E combine together is house.
House.
You just, some people can do that very well. I can't. I can't seem to do that very well. Yes, I'm very
Oh.
graphic. So I have to see it. I have to, turn it into graphics or color or something to help me memorize it. I can't just shove it
Then
down in
you
memory.
should be good in.
Hello? Angel, you
Hello?
there? Yes?
Am I still
You were
here?
saying?
Yes. Okay. 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 I think that you must be good in math.
No. No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not sure what's wrong with the gray matter upstairs, but definitely, yes. Definitely, the thinking cap needs to be on most of the time.
The thing.
Yes. Gotta put the cap on, or else it doesn't work. That gray matter upstairs does not work very well. Right.
That's why
So
I
learn
think.
something off by heart or learn something by heart. The example sentences. First one. I can't believe you learned the whole Macbeth play by heart. Ooh, okay. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's a little
That's something.
yes, that is definitely some work.
Out of
Yes.
rages.
Yeah. Macbeth. Too much dialogue.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Next example sentence. She learned all the compositions by Beethoven off by heart. Okay. She learned all the composition by Beethoven off by heart. I guess if you learn piano, that's how it is. You have to remember, sort of
I have to.
remember,
Mhm.
yeah, the chords and yeah, the score by heart. I think that's how it is. That just tells you how much practice and learning needs to go into a skill like that. Okay, so learn something off by heart. I'm sure in Taiwan there's so many people who can do a lot of things by heart. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to all the fancy stories people will tell later on. Yes. Next, very useful word, and I noticed most people don't know or don't use it this way. You can school
School.
someone in something. So school can be a verb.
A verb.
Yes. So you school someone in science. So I'm schooling my brother in science this weekend. I'm sorry I can't go to the party. Okay. So the example sentence, she schooled her brother in patience. Okay. I don't know how you can school somebody
Yeah.
in patience, but
How do you do that?
yeah, but more like a subject, or I schooled my brother his first grade mathematics. Maybe that's possible. So in a way you can say school or you can say teach or train.
Teach. Train.
Yeah, or train. Yes. Well, alternatively, I was schooled without tests. You see, it
Oh.
it means most of the time we don't do tests like Taiwan. Taiwan kids, they go through tests every week. We don't have so many tests, so the way we were schooled, the way we were taught in school, was not a lot through tests. Well, technically we did, but we had one midterm test and one final exam, and that was it.
That's it.
So we never had quizzes. Quizzes meant nothing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I remember that we kind of had the test like every day, every day,
Uh-huh.
in every subject
Okay.
when we were kids. Oh,
Yes.
lucky you again.
Yes. We had only one test and one exam. And usually that ends up, terrible for most kids because you end up only studying before the test and exams, and then you start panicking, right? So most of
Yeah,
the
of
kids.
course.
But in Taiwan, most of the kids are prepped like every day. Like you can quiz a kid tomorrow and he will ace the test. Done. Like
Done.
always prepped, always ready. Us kids, we were dumb. We were numbskulls. Yes, we were numbskulls. And the next thing, the next idiom, a lot of kids did this, including myself. Can I say this? I actually couldn't do this for the better part of my primary and high school. We couldn't do this.
You
This
couldn't
is,
do this?
yeah, no, our school is too traditional. We have very, very, you can do a lot of naughty things, but if you do this, you get in
Uh-huh.
big trouble. Like,
Oh,
you
like how
are.
big?
No, it's just frowned upon. Like you don't do it. You shouldn't do
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yes, but I mean, obviously, once I got to university, then things changed. Then the first year I was the panicky kid, and then a panicky student, and then I studied like really really hard. Second year, it was most of the time. Remember, I told you one time, Angel, that
Mm-hmm.
one of our favorite pastimes was to go through the drive-through, go get ice cream at McDonald's, right?
Oh, right.
Yes, and that's mostly the reason why we cut class. Yes,
How cute was that?
yes, for ice cream. Yes, for McDonald's ice cream. That's why we cut class. Like, are you feeling an
Oh,
ice cream? Yes, well, I'm feeling an ice cream. Let's go.
let's
And
go.
boom, we just skip the next class. Done. So the last idiom I want to share for us, and there are three ways talking about the same idea. There are three idioms that you can use. The first is to cut class. It doesn't mean to cut the number of classes down, right? You have 10 classes, you cut the number of classes down. It's a different idea. Cut class just means I'm not going to class today. Or I'm going to skip this course.
Ooh.
Whatever it is, that's cut
Mm-hmm.
class. Or you can play the hooky. You can play hooky. Yes.
Play
Yes.
hooky.
But most of the time, you would just skip class. Okay, so it's most of the time we would say cut class and skip class and not really play hooky, but it's been used, but not that often, or not in my
Mm-hmm.
generation per se.
So skip class.
Skipped. You can skip class or you can cut class
Mm-hmm. Okay.
most of the time. Okay. Right. So example sentence, Angel, take it away.
David has been cutting class again. I haven't seen him in any of our French lessons for the past week.
Ooh, he's been cutting class again. So he got
He's
caught.
in big trouble.
He's in big trouble. All right.
Mm.
And the next example sentence?
They played hooky at college so they could be first in line for the concert tickets.
Okay. So they played hooky at college, which I did too. So yes. I did mostly for ice cream. So
Ice cream.
yes,
See, and they are
not
for
first in
concert
line for
tickets.
tickets. Yeah. So they had a more legitimate reason.
Yes.
Yes. Our
They do.
reason was just we were
Ice
craving ice
cream.
cream.
Hello.
Yes, that's it. All right. The last example sentence for cut class, play hooky, and skip class.
Skip class. The teacher told his parents that he'd been skipping classes. He's not allowed to go out with us now.
Yes, so he got grounded, right, for skipping classes.
Yes.
If you were skipping classes and you got caught, you would be so grounded.
So grounded.
So grounded. Yes. But at the same time, for us, in college, skipping class is like very common. You get people to skip class with you. Then, yes. And but in high school, or I suppose in certain situations, if you are able to get your friends to skip class with you or cut class for the day, I mean, yeah, you've got guts. You've got guts.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got guts. Yes. Wait till your parent hears about this. You got guts. Yeah.
I believe all our fans have experience about skipping class, right?
I certainly hope so, because because if they didn't, I would be worried about me. No wonder, right?
No wonder.
No wonder. Yes,
No
I was the not so smart Taiwanese kid in school, in the whole of school. There were 5 of us, and I was the dumb one.
The dumb one.
No, I am dead serious. My white friend did say I am the dumb Taiwanese kid in school.
Seriously? Did you
Because
say that?
everyone else aced their math, and I barely passed my math in high school.
Okay.
So I was not the particularly smart kid in high school. But when it comes to math and science.
When it comes to math and science, it's really difficult.
Yes.
Come on.
For some odd reason, my biology made more sense to me for some odd reason.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the body parts and the animal parts and the insect parts, they made sense to me. I had more patience to study those things. Physics,
not the math.
Science, chemistry, disgusting. Yeah. Didn't work for me. Yeah. All right. So let's quickly recap. So the 6 idioms related to school and studying today. First one, put your thinking cap on. Okay. If talking to many people, put your thinking caps on, right? S. Your thinking caps. Yes. Right. So to think in a serious manner, to really approach, focus, and think, right? Put your thinking caps on. Good. Next, to draw a blank. To draw a blank means you get no answer from somebody. You're drawing a blank from James. That means you get no answer. Or you are drawing a blank trying to remember the last time you I don't know, you paid for any dinners. You drew a blank. Okay. You couldn't remember. Okay. Moving on. Next, you cover a lot of ground, or there's a lot of ground to cover. You can also say that. It means just a lot of work. Okay. Right. If we already have covered a lot of ground, that means you have done great work. You have progressed a lot. But if you still have a lot of ground to cover, that means you still have some more work to do. Moving on, you can always learn something by heart or learn something off by heart, which we all like to do, yes. So we're very good at that, Taiwanese kids, for sure.
Yes, we do.
Yes. And then we're talking about schooling somebody in something. Okay. So you can school your brother or your sister, you can school your friend in biology. Okay. He needs more help, so you're teaching him. Right. So here, school is a verb. Last but not least, you can cut class, play the hooky, or skip class, however you like. But remember, you have to pass your tests. You have to pass your exam. Right. So do your part. All right. Fantastic stuff. And that leaves us time for opening the floor for our 15 minutes fam. 这个时候呢，我们刚刚分享了，大家有没有开始回想到自己在校园的时候的那个一些故事呢？ So what we're going to do tonight, the open slot or the practice time tonight, is you're welcome to use 2 to 3 idioms to share a story about your schooling or studies. Okay. Anything about your school years or your studies, or you can try and make a sentence with these idioms. And feel free to raise your hands, guys. So, yeah. You guys know what to do? Yes, let's see. With the show of hands, right? 请我们同期家族欢迎举手，来跟我们分享你的这个 school years about a little bit about your 这个 schooling or studies 校园体验或者是你学习体验，然后用今天晚上的这6个学习相关的、上学相关的惯用语 ，right? Any by show of hands, let's see. Alternatively, I can always send invites to you guys, right? And in the meantime, while we wait, let me quickly say hi. Frank, Harry, Jean, Perry, Claire, A-Tech, Guanlong, hello. Hui Ling, morning. Casey, good to see ya. Ming, Megan, A, Chris, Chen, Austin, and Lily. Good to have you guys on board with us today. Glad to have you. Yes. Hope you are having fun so far. And remember to raise your hands and join us. Come and share with us some of your personal stories and using the idiom, right? Cutting class. Right. I've sent out a few invites. Right, guys. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Yes. What's happened to you guys today? 哎，大家今天我们刚刚讲了那一段，现在讲完了，然后跟大家 say hello 的时候，哎，怎么发现今天我们老朋友这么多，可是没有人举手嘞？是系统挂掉了吗？
Yeah, 我看不到，哎，没有。
对啊，都没有，我有 refresh.
Hi, hello guys.
and I did send the invites out. I did send the invites out.
Everybody's busy.
I suppose so. 9:44 on a Monday night.
9:44.
Right.
Still working on
Chen
the
and
paper.
Ume, how are you guys doing? Oh, Jean says, sorry she can't join us.
Driving.
You're driving. Please, safe driving.
Be safe.
Yes. And Paying says she can't join us because it's super outside, noisy outside. Wow. Okay. So everybody is out and about. Thank you for joining us while you guys are out and about, hey? And Chris says, oh, she can't join us because she just got off work, so she's probably on her way somewhere. I guess that's okay. Thanks, guys, for joining us on time, as usual. Very nice. Very, very nice of you, whatever you guys are doing, you know.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. We have...
Yes. So, Sheming. Right. Very, very nice. Okay. Guys, feel free to... This is the first time we haven't a volunteer at this hour. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing okay this Monday. Maybe you guys are having a busy Monday, but thank you for joining us nonetheless. And next week, remember, if you can't join us today to speak, and if you'd like to have access to the PopU ebook or the e-magazine store, please do fill in the form. 大家可以在置顶的连接里面呢，可以去填那个表格哦。来，下个礼拜来我们来做这个一起来体验 Puppy 的电子书，这个它的美妙，这个饱读电子书的美妙。对，看到饱，看到你眼睛脱窗，
看到饱，
看到饱，
很吸引人。Oh, you can read.
Oh, you can read. 对。
Oh, you can read.
对。And you know, I'm not a fashion person as well. 就是它也有时尚杂志，可是只是说我对时尚，你知道吗？就是我尽量都避开。You know, I don't want to know too much. 你知道吗？这样。
Well, there's Kim Kardashian.
No, those are not fashion magazines, right? Kim Kardashian 那个去 tabloids,
Entertainment,
yeah.
yes.
You just read people you'll be good. I'm not kidding. Seriously, I was exposed to People magazine at the age of 12 because my friends, they, you know, like we didn't have really extracurricular books to read. So, you know, other than the prescribed literature, right? We had like people would bring art magazines from home. So it was the big English. And you know, like Instagram today is People magazine back in the day.
People magazine.
Yes, you could read People magazine and you could catch up with the times. You know the fashion industry and everything. You know, then you can recognize people.
How about Reader's Digest? 他们是很有名，对不对？
Yes,
就是在
Reader's
国外
Digest.
Reader's
is
Digest.
Super. Personally, I mean, in primary and high school, I think Reader's Digest makes a very, very good reading material for sure. But the topics are a little bit too mature. It's more for late teens. I would say maybe grade 10, 11. You know, late teens. Like I had a classmate who can read Reader's Digest all day long. He's just an English boffin. Like yeah. Like he would ace every English test. And apparently that's his reading material, but that also makes him
Reader's Digest.
That also makes him one of those people who's difficult to communicate with. Because you couldn't be really bothered with all the interesting things in the world. You know, you would be more interested in, you know, Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, and things like that. And Christina Aguilera, Pink, yes.
Pink, yes.
All right.
Oh my god.
And not, you know, the worldly matters. 就是那个世界观，你就是大概在 grade 10跟 11的时候，就是 like I would say my classmate is like a nerd, like English nerd. Like he would really be able to memorize like you know, Romeo and Juliet and Macbeth and things like that. He would probably want to do that. Yes, that's him. So I see. I don't know what's wrong with the system today, but I see a lot of notifications here. Hands raised. Oh, I see. Andy, Jasmine, and Fanny. Yes, finally. Yes, great to have you guys on board. So let's quickly say hi to Fanny. Fanny, are you there?
Hi.
Good evening, Fanny. How are you doing today?
Good evening. I'm first here, so I feel nervous right now.
You are first. Yes, it's your first time here, and you are first tonight.
Oh, okay.
Welcome.
First time here.
Yes, great.
Hello.
Yes, Fanny. So since it's your first time, why don't you tell us, how did you know about our live podcast?
I just I found out your podcast in just in the podcast.
You listen to the podcast? You listen to our podcast, so you know for the past year we have this live podcast on Mondays. So what took you so long to come and join us?
I I just find out you in the podcast recently.
Oh, really?
So
Okay. So, what
yes.
other podcasts are you listening to at the moment, other than our
Uh,
podcast?
Others I am just listening news
Okay, mostly news.
and
Great.
yeah, mostly news and learn learn English just by listening
Okay, so
the
so far
the
listening only,
others.
but every Monday you're welcome to come and join us and and speak
Yeah,
with us.
I
All right.
try. Yes.
You're doing very well, Fanny. So forget about
Thank
trying. Just
you.
keep doing. Good.
Okay.
Glad to have you
Thank,
tonight, Fanny. So let's quickly say hi to
thank you.
Jasmine.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, Jasmine, old friend. Yes, Jasmine, how are you doing today?
Great.
Great day today. Ooh,
Yes.
like to hear that.
Yes.
Fantastic stuff, Jasmine. Yeah. All right. So, Jasmine, you know the drill. So, just, I know you have something fancy to share with us tonight. So, I'm looking forward to your stories. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming along, Jasmine. And next we have Andy.
Hello,
Good evening, Andy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
You're doing great.
Yeah,
Fantastic stuff. Yes. And Andy, I suppose this is not your first rodeo with us?
yeah. The last week is my first
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. This is your second time.
Yeah,
Yes. How do you feel today? Much better than last week, huh?
yeah, much better.
Okay. So once you've crossed that threshold, things will get better, you see.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
glad to have you on board again, Andy. So I'm sure looking forward to hearing your stories about school and
Okay,
using the idioms. All right.
okay.
Okay. Thanks, Andy. Coming back to Fanny tonight. Yes, Fanny.
Hello.
Hi. So
Yes.
Fanny,
Hi.
what we do at the live podcast is like now we have I usually open the floor to the 15 minutes fam, and you get a chance to either practice using the idioms, any way you like,
Mm,
or what we
mm,
encourage people to do is you learn by association. You shouldn't be memorizing the idioms. You shouldn't be memorizing the vocabulary. You should try and use it and think about where you can use it in your life. Okay.
mm.
So that means we prefer it if you can, like make up a story and use the idiom as you go along. Yes.
Make a story.
Or it doesn't have to be a
It's
story. It could just
really.
be sentence
Oh,
practice.
okay.
Up to you. Yes.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
think the sentence practice.
Great.
Uh,
You're welcome to
okay.
go and try. So the first
Okay.
idiom, yes. Which one are you going to practice tonight?
Maybe the easy one. We need to
All
make
of them are easy.
money next.
Fanny, all of
What?
them are quite easy. All of them are quite easy.
Okay, easy to you, not easy to me.
No, it should be easy for you because, from what I'm hearing, your English is not that bad. So you need to stop telling yourself that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Stop
Okay.
selling
I
yourself
try.
short. Okay. You stop selling yourself short. Yeah. You got to have a
Okay.
little bit of confidence in your English. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next time. Okay, I make a sentence
Go
now.
ahead. Have fun.
We need to make money next season,
Mm-hmm.
so that put the thinking cap on.
Oh, okay. So it's in a
Oh.
meeting at work, and your boss says, this year was not a
Yeah,
great year. So, guys, I
right.
need you to put your thinking caps on. We need to make 30% more profit than the last year. Something like
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Great application. Yes, that's something your boss would say. But remember, you probably won't be able to tell your boss that. Boss, just put your thinking cap on. You can, you will do better.
Oh, I
Don't,
mean,
you
I'm the
shouldn't
boss.
do that.
I'm the boss.
Ah,
I'm
yeah.
the
If
boss.
you are the boss, then
I tell
yes.
everyone. We
Then
need
you
to
tell
make
everyone.
money next
Yes.
season. Yeah.
Yes. You
Yes.
got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Very good. Exactly. See, super easy, huh? Easy. You just did it.
Yes.
Nothing
This
special
one.
there. Good. Yes. Any other ones that you're interested to use?
Others. Okay. The next. You use too difficult vocabulary to ask me question.
Mm-hmm.
So I draw a blank. I just
Oh.
don't know how to answer you.
Oh, very good. Yes. Okay. That's applicable. Yes. That'll work. Why
Work?
not?
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Yes. Somebody asked you a very difficult grammar question or mathematical question or
Yes.
a question you have no idea, then you draw a blank. Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for you. I'm drawing a blank.
Yes.
That's what you would say.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Is that all?
And
Just the two?
well, I just try to make
Go
these
on. Have
two
fun.
sentences. Yeah.
Can
Go
you-
on.
Yeah,
No,
go on.
I won't give out a chance to other people.
Oh, we have all the time in the world tonight. We're not rushed for time. Don't worry, Fanny. Do you know anything by heart?
By heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know anything by heart?
When I go to the convenience store,
Yes.
maybe we will try to calculate the money by heart.
Ah, very good. Yes. Most people can do that. I can't. So I
Yeah,
usually
I
take
think
out my iPhone and I punch in the numbers on my calculator. Okay.
For the small money, that would be easy to use, right? Maybe the 10
I
or
already said
20.
I wasn't. I was the
okay.
stupidest Taiwanese kid in school. So
Don't push him.
no. I don't trust myself with math.
Right.
So I usually double check. Yes, but
Don't lose your
guys,
money.
Fanny, I have another one. There's something that Taiwanese students always have to learn. Like there's some poems that you know by heart, right? Chinese poems. Yeah. Chinese poetry that you have to study off by heart.
Chinese poetry
Yeah.
study by heart.
Yeah, like kids. When we were kids, I remember some kids had to go through like the whole 三字经, right? You have to learn 三字经 by heart.
唐诗三百首.
There we go.
Yeah.
All that,
We
those.
have to remember that. Yes.
Yeah, so you have,
From
so you
kids,
know
yeah.
it by heart, right? Do you still know it by heart, Fanny?
Still a little, I think.
Not everything.
Not
Yes.
everything.
Not everything, but you still sort of know it by heart. You see, this is a very useful idiom. Most people should use it. Yeah. You don't have to memorize it. Yes. But there are many things we already know by heart.
And also the mother's lectures.
Mother's letters?
Mother's lectures. I mean, the mom always tell you something you should do, you shouldn't do, you should blah blah blah, and I think it might keep your mind or by your heart.
Yes. I wouldn't say your mom asked you to study it, but I think your mom forced it, like brainwashed you. Like moms just keep repeating it so much, right?
Right. Repeat a lot of things to kids.
Yes. But I don't think we had to learn it by heart. It was more like you use it every day or you learned it every day, I guess. When something similar, but not exactly like studying. You have to learn the.
By heart means study.
Yeah, it's more like you remember it. You have to know it by heart. Like some houses, like my friend, one time I went to his house, another Taiwanese kid, friend in our school, and I went to his house, and he has this big wall, and he has this the commandments from his great grandfather or something, so it was on the wall. It was like I remember it was blah blah jia gui, and then he had to know it by heart, and I'm like, oh my god, it's crazy. Yeah, he knew it by heart.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to study that. Yes, that was something you had to study. He had to remember it by heart. Yes. Right. See, Fanny? That's it. You already have 3 idioms. Right. Did you cut class? I think that's what we were all, Angel and I are most curious of. Like, we shouldn't be the only ones
Did you
cutting
cut class?
Yes. Did you cut class, Fanny?
Cut class just maybe few times.
A few times. How did you feel when you cut class?
Usually I think it's not an important class, I guess.
Then you cut it.
So
Yes. Then you skip it.
yeah. So I cut it.
So you don't feel guilty cutting class?
Guilty a little bit, I think.
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. When you start paying for your own schooling, then you can cut class any way you want. Then you feel less guilt. That's what I learned. Yes.
Oh yeah, like exercise. Go to gym.
Oh, yes. You can cut gym class.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because your fitness trainer is not handsome enough. We all understand that. Yes. Then you want to cut class. Or if your fitness trainer is a beast, right? If he really pushes you, he's a beast.
Oh.
He will not take no for an answer.
Yeah,
give him
and
2
also
more
I
reps.
feel too pressure on me, so I want to
cut class.
skip class. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Very nice, Fanny. See? So we all had experience. Now I feel better. I'm not the only one cutting class. Thank you for joining us, Fanny. Good job. So let's see you next week again. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Great.
So have a fun evening, Fanny. Thank you very much. Moving on to Jasmine. Let's see what Jasmine's got to have in store for us.
Hello.
Good evening, Jasmine. Yes. Which are the idioms you are interested in tonight?
I interested in free university student life.
Ooh, very nice. Okay, so the idioms. So let's see how you use them.
I take 3 words. One is skip class.
Skip class. Very nice.
The other one is school someone.
Okay, to school somebody. Yes.
Yes. And yes, that's all.
Cool. Go on ahead, Jasmine. Take it away.
I try to I try to speak some story in my university student life.
Please do share.
Okay.
Do share with us.
When I was young, I always made a dream what grow up fast.
I see.
Yes. Particular in the teacher, school, classmates in route of the explanation. But I really miss free university student life. As a university student life, chose skip class with some friends and maybe see a movie or have a time date. Just chilly, right? And in our campus, the coaching school, the team of the department in volleyball skill and strategy nearby our classmates. So we always can feel freestyle. Yes. Is everyone miss free student life now? Finish.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much, Jasmine. Yes. So you put that together in 3 contexts, right? So let's talk about let me just, because again, I've had a
Okay.
long day, so short-term memory is not really working. But you use the word school, right? And then you said it was what activity was it
Uh,
in university?
and
Yeah,
the coach scored the team of departments in volleyball.
yeah. So it was the volleyball coach, right?
Yes.
So here I want to make a quick differentiation for you, is
Okay.
that, for example, your volleyball coach can coach you or train you the volleyball techniques, right?
Okay.
But he can school you the strategy, the teamwork, the team uh, uh, coordination.
Yes.
Okay. So you see, school is a little bit more like teaching,
Yes.
and then there's a little bit of thinking involved. So you need to think, right? But if it's
Yes.
like something physical, like a tennis swing or a volleyball smash or something like that, then we would most likely use the word train.
Train. Okay.
So anything that is physical, like any athletic type related sport, you train. And then when you sit in front of a whiteboard and your volleyball coach is teaching you how to watch the other team's actions and reactions, then he is schooling you.
Yes.
Okay.
Understand.
Yeah, keep that in mind. That will be more appropriate. Okay. And the free student life that you talk about, very nice. So cutting class for a date or afternoon out, very, very nice. So you can skip class or you can cut class. Very
Okay.
nice.
Cut class. Okay.
Cut class. Very, very nice. Yes. And yeah, Jasmine. So personally, how much cutting class did you do in university? Did you do a lot or like just some?
You want to know? You want to know?
I'm curious because I feel like as the not so smart Taiwanese kid in school, to be honest, I'm looking to make myself feel better. Did you cut
Okay.
class? Was that a thing for you guys in university?
Oh, okay. When I was first year in university,
Yeah.
I always cut class with my classmates.
You did? And you
Yes, I
managed to
did.
pass.
Yes, I did.
Wow. You must be very smart. Only smart kids can cut class like that. Yes.
Yes,
And then you
but
did it with how many friends? How many friends of you were cutting class the whole time?
we have a crowd of people, about
Okay.
6 or 7 people.
You all cut class. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can go to see a movie or have a big tea date.
Wow. Wow. Very nice. You see, those are the days that you miss, right? You miss those days. You can just cut class and, be naughty, be rebellious, and say, yeah, whatever, it's okay. I'll
Yes,
survive. Yes.
I miss it really.
Yes, because your school years are the years where you can try all these things. Today, like if you ask me to cut class or cut a live podcast, I feel guilty. I feel like burdened. I feel like no, I shouldn't be doing it. There's just so much more today. But back in
Yes.
school, it's like if you have enough friends to talk you into it, then sure, you would cut class. Because all
Yes.
6 of you, right? There were 6 of you, and just me and my other best friend who's now in Canada. Yeah, he and I, we usually like just talk each other into getting ice cream.
Yes. Just chilling.
Yeah, just chilling out.
Chilling
Yes.
out.
Yeah, we are just chilling out. Yes, but again, you gotta pass, right?
Yes.
You can only chill out if you pass. If you pass your
Yes.
tests.
Of course. I say when I was 1 year in university,
Oh, in the first year.
yes,
First year
but in
university.
second year I'm become very hard.
You become a very hard worker.
Yes,
Why? Because second year is very, very hard.
because I think I cannot too lazy for my student life.
So what happened to your other friends, the six of you? Did you go
Oh,
back to studying very hard together?
oh yes, of course. We think
Okay.
yes because we think maybe we can do some normal life. We cannot do this style, so we will remind
Each
uh,
other,
each
right?
other.
Not to
Yes,
cut class,
yes. So we
to
go
study
to
hard.
class together.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. That's good. Yes. Very, very nice. And Jasmine, I think your story would relate to a lot of people because I think most people in high school or maybe junior high, you have your group of people where you mingled with your best friends, that you
Yes.
studied with and you hung out with, you chilled out with, you had games with, and those are just memories that you will never get back. You never relive them again. You can only enjoy them that during that period.
Yes.
Right. Very, very
Yes.
nice. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Jasmine. Good job. Fantastic
Okay.
stuff. Always loving to hear your stories. Love it.
Thank you for your introduction.
You're more than welcome, Jasmine. So stay tuned. Stay with us for a little bit more
Okay.
because right after, once we finish with Andy, we will do a quick demo and give you guys a taste of what next week is kind of like. All right, so stay tuned. Yes, moving on to Andy. Andy. Hi, Andy. Yes. So after hearing all those stories, does that bring back a lot of memories for you during your school years?
Yes, of course. And I have two phrases I want to say.
Yeah.
And the first one is learn it by heart.
Oh, learn something by heart. Okay.
And the other is covered a lot of ground.
Oh, cover good ground. Yes, cover a
Yeah.
lot of ground.
And the first, when it comes to a new grammar class, I cannot learn it by heart in short time.
Oh, yes. You shouldn't be learning the grammar by heart. It
Yeah,
won't help you. Yeah.
I will keep the grammar sentence in my heart
Mm-hmm.
and speaking it for many times
Yes.
and read the sentences on the book. So it makes me more easier to keep in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. You gotta use the sentences more. Less memorizing there, Andy. But yes, that's something most people in Taiwan do. They learn the grammar rules by heart.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Very good.
And the second one is more longer.
Sure, go ahead.
When it comes to my when it comes to my last year in my high school, I got a bad grade in the college entrance exam.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, when you say bad, here's the thing, Andy, because a lot of people in Taiwan, they say, oh, I didn't do well. And then I only had like 95. And I'm like, what are you talking
No.
about? Like, how bad was it?
It's really a very low grade,
Was it below average?
below average.
Seriously?
Yeah, but
Wow.
I didn't want to have it the other time.
Okay.
So
okay.
I got into a university and I know I want to transfer it.
Okay, you want to transfer to
another university.
To another university, okay.
Yeah, and I know I need to make up my mind because the transferred exam always covered a lot of ground.
Oh, right. Because I mean, with your entrance exam, if you didn't study hard back then, and your transference exam, you would have to study very hard and cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, because the transfer exam always covered not only the school grades but also the whole year or whole semester of the classes the school had taught you.
Yep.
Yeah, it not like the high school. The high school exam always just a little bit.
Yes.
But the college it covered a lot, and
Yes.
you don't have many time to ask the teacher the part you
Agree.
didn't involved in.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you cut class, then you missed a lot of ground.
Cut
Yes.
class in my first year.
Oh, you also did cut class in first year?
Yeah, but
Very nice.
only in some general education.
Okay, we call the courses common courses. You would cut
Common
the common
courses.
courses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you guys.
The main courses I didn't cut it
Okay. Okay. Neither did I. I didn't cut my majors.
because I know I want to transfer the school, so
Right.
I don't have time to cut it.
Yes. Agree. Yes. Your majors are very, very important. You always cut the electives.
Yeah.
The optional courses. Very nice. So yes, that must have been kind of tough, to cover a lot of ground. You had to really work hard and, to make sure you cover enough ground for the exams to transfer. Very, very nice. Good job, Andy. So did you eventually go to the university you wanted?
Yeah, but in my second year.
Only in your second year?
Yeah, I transferred to another university.
Right. Fantastic stuff. You see? All is well that ends well. So, you did manage to get to where you want to get to, right? Just not the way that everybody had in mind.
Yeah.
So, not a problem there. Fantastic stuff, Andy. Yes. And did you also cut class like the rest of us with a group of people, or did you just cut class by yourself?
By 2 or 3 people to play computer.
A smaller group.
Yeah, or to get a ride.
To get a
ride.
Get a ride.
Yeah, get a ride.
Get a ride to where?
To drink coffee or all the way to play computer also.
You did?
Yeah.
Internet cafe, right?
Yeah,
you guys
internet cafe.
had the internet cafe, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have internet cafe. South Africa is a very poor country, so no. But yeah, we did similar things. I think going to cafes, we did that. Going to the mall, going to cafe, we definitely did that. Most of the time, we would just hang out. Like sometimes, you see colleges in the West, people just playing ball on the grass and cutting class. That's what we did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just random stuff on campus. Yeah. Very, very nice, Andy. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Andy. And that's from Fanny, Jasmine, and Andy sharing with us their idioms, their stories of their school. And so before we end today, I want to thank them today again. Thank you, Fanny and Jasmine and Andy, for joining us, for volunteering, and all the friends in the room chat. So Chris, you wrote a lot of stuff. Sometimes I cut class to do some part-time job. Okay, yes. Chris, my friends also did. They had to cut class to go to work, okay, to go waiter at pubs and bars, all right? So, yes. And also because the lesson is boring, yes. Sometimes it's because work demands it. And Frank says, good night, everybody. And he enjoyed tonight. And, Frank, you have a great one. We had fun with you. Yes. Okay. And here, hello, Railing. Good to see you again tonight. And for some odd reason, the little indicator is still on. I don't know who raised or who I forgot to invite. But anyways, before we end today, again, thank you, Fanny. Again, thank you, Jasmine and Andy. And then Angel and I, before we end today, will give you a quick taste of what to experience next week. Yeah. So Angel, next week, let's quickly give them the download. All right.
Okay.
所以大家可能对下个礼拜呢会有一点兴趣哦。那我们就在这边先就是like let the cat out of the bag. We're not gonna keep the cat in the bag, right? 所以就跟大家简单的分享一下，就下个礼拜呢，其实我们在做跟读挑战的时候，过去我们这个月啦，就是说我们每个月呢都会有一个跟读系列嘛。那个跟读挑战，其实大家就是做很简单的这个，就是听一遍，然后说一遍的这样子的一个 activity 哦。可是实际上呢，我们其实在跟读上面呢，还有很多东西可以去追求的，可以去做练习的。所以呢，你在15分钟里面哦，我们设计的桥段是这样，我们通常设计的课程就是，其实你那个 material 不能太多，所以大概1分钟左右，其实就很够了。然后这1分钟呢，其实如果你念的话，也就是1分钟嘛，其实不会太长，也不会太短。可是呢，当你做 listening 的时候，其实这1分钟呢，你要去摄取，你要去听到很多东西。那听到很多东西呢，那我们就有分类。你每次做跟读的练习的时候呢，你每次尽量除了模仿以外，有些时候就是单纯的你就是花时间一直重复去模仿。可是呢，其实这样子比较容易找不到方向。所以呢，通常呢，我们在课程里面呢，都会在分段把每一次的跟读练习，比如说我们schedule 10分钟的时间，5分钟到10分钟的时间。然后呢，我们在每一次的跟读练习，就是每一次播跟讲的这个跟读的这个 activity 里面呢，我们都只练习单一件事情。好，所以 Angel 像比如说我们过去的跟读挑战啊，就是大家就是尽量模仿，对不对？尽量模仿这样子。可其实尽量模仿有时候就1次2次，其实你会觉得it's not on point。还是不够到位啦，对不对？所以呢，这个就是我们到时候会拆开来，让大家就是每一个人只要 focus 一件事情就好了。所以呢，我们把它拆开，一个是发音，所以你的跟读只要专注在发音就好了，那个发音不能发错，这1分钟都不能发错。有没有挑战了吧？对，有点挑战了哦。
有，
我没有要你模仿，它的痛调，可是你那个 pronunciation 都不能错，所以这个在听的时候，你就要比较用心了，要去听那个 pronunciation。所以我们会分每个人做的挑战不一样，有 pronunciation，有 intonation，有那个语调，里面呢语调 ，OK， 所以语调呢，你就要去听说它哪里顿句，哪里断了，然后哪里是 tone up tone down， 你要去认真去听。OK， 然后再来呢，就是我们第3个部分呢，let me get the right， 如果我没记错的话，是，对，第3个呢，我们就会注重所谓的语速，我们的 rhythm， 我们的语速 ，yes rhythm， 也就是说呢，很多时候呢，如果今天我们听到的这一个段哦，它的语速是比如说1分钟大概100个字的话，然后你念的时候非常非常慢的时候，或者是你在做跟读练习的时候，你的口速变慢的时候呢，那就你要尽量要跟上了。所以除了听要跟得上以外，你讲也要跟得上。所以我们有3段哦 ，pronunciation、intonation and rhythm， 这有3个不同的挑战可以让大家去选，然后我们到时候会分配。好 ，So what's the demo？ 那 Angel 老师，我们是不是也来 demo 一下
？OK，
我给大家，其实就我们也自己小小挑战，然后呢，我们就播一段。下个礼拜呢，其实我都准备好了，会有一段的总共有3组哦，我们会拆开3组，让大家去调不同的这个跟读的文章。那我们下礼拜呢，就是有参与我们这个有填表格的朋友们呢，就会收到我们这些资讯了，然后我们就会帮他分组。那今天晚上我先挑一个，就是有关于 LeBron James 的这个音档哦，所以我们有音档，然后一样呢，我们也有从 Popular 这边呢，我们可以看得到那个文稿，然后我们也有音档 OK， 然后这个时候呢，我们就要来自己选了。我们来选一下 ，Angel 老师跟我们来做一个简单的示范练习，然后我们自己来选 pronunciation, intonation, or rhythm. Which one?
好
would you like to try?
I will try the rhythm.
Rhythm, wow.
Rhythm.
Speed. 好，对，那等一下呢？我这边先 check 一下哦。那我就挑It's not fair. 我觉得我的 pronunciation 应该不错，所以我不想再做 pronunciation。我好，我好臭屁哦，怎么会这样？
有自信是好事。
对，
你是老师
你知道不是Angel 不是做了快2000集的那个 Daily English Shadowing Articles， 然后如果 pronunciation 还有问题的话，真的是要打屁股了哦。
真的是要打屁股，
真的是要打屁股了。所以，我刚刚自己在想说，我自己在想说，我是不是选 pronunciation， 然后我们就很快就把 demo 就做掉这样子。好啦 intonation， 好，我就语调，我的语调要跟他，我要学这里面的 CNN 主播所讲的这个文章哦，都是 CNN 主播的文稿这样子，然后我要学他的语调，尽量啦，对不对？这就是我们要挑战的嘛。
我们要挑战。
对，我们要挑战的。那我们先试一下，因为今天 Patty 的这个身体哦状况不要给他拖太晚，没得休息，感冒很严重。所以 Patty 可不可以帮我们试看看那个我们听一次好不好？先听一次，那边可以吗？因为我这边 iPad 应该是播不出来。没关系，我们给 Kelly 一点时间看看。
好，
对，给他瞧一下，看可不可以。如果可以的话，就给大家做一个 live demo， 然后不可以的话，就是下个礼拜我们也参加 demo， 我们也参加那个跟读，其实是一样的，就欠大家一次嘛。不要大家没有做，我们就是要跟着大家一起做，对。就是只有这种东西只有练习，然后跟做过了以后，你才会觉得说 ，Wow， you know you have to be really really focused。你非常非常专注哦，你的那个才会磨你的听力跟磨你的口说，这件事情是办得到的。就虽然它很单调 ，but it works。OK，it works。那我们下一个礼拜的那个分组呢，的内容呢，其实这些内容都是挑这个 CNN 互动美语的这个杂志里面出来的，也就是说，其实这些杂志呢，说穿了我再跟大家讲一下。你看这一本杂志，如果我记得没错的话，应该200多块吧，好像要200块吧，对不对？对啊，
差不多。
对。那如果你今天有 Popular 百读电子书的话，其实1天不到3块钱。也就是说，如果你今天一天，其实你，yes， 好 ，Patty 帮我。
Thank you, Patty.
It's something he told GQ in 2014 was a long time.
有吗 ？Patty 有了哈，对不对？有找到那个音档吗？刚刚我们有听到，没关系，慢慢操作，对，所以。说实在的你在想，你可以买一种这种杂志啊，不管它是99或199，说实在的，已经超过你基本上每个月付出的这个饱读电子书的这个订阅的这个费用了。
非常的
早就超过了。那你就想说，我今天不只读 CNN， 我读常春藤，我读 Live ABC， 我读那个 Studio Classroom， 我什么杂志里面我就挑，对我不同的类别，我不会只卡。比如说这 CNN 互动杂志，说实在的，可能整本书里面我只对2-3篇有兴趣而已。我不会对每篇有兴趣，因为他讲那个 space，讲 rocket，讲 science， 我就想睡觉了。对不对？那我就没有兴趣了。那没有兴趣，你硬读，其实我们已经不是学生了，我们就没有那个我们没有那个耐心，对不对？对，所以 多数还是挑一些自己喜欢的 article 来。那其实我们也是每日跟读的单元也是，其实尽量涉略的主题呢，我们在挑文章的时候都是让大家就是比较轻松容易不会去抗拒的。如果我们今天每天都在讨论这个很 hardcore 的 topic 的时候，其实大家的那种对那个阅读的兴趣就会很低。那很低了以后呢，你就会提升你的这个抗拒感。提升抗拒感了以后呢，其实你就不会想做这件事情了，你就对英文会有抗拒了。所以我们要先降低自我对英文的这个抗拒才有办法说我们再进一步的。不只是培养兴趣而已，而是开口说，然后得到成就感。你得到成就感了以后，你就会加深你的兴趣。对，所以空有这些杂志是不够的，我觉得。可是呢，这些杂志配上这些录音档啊、video 等等的，那你就找你有兴趣的去读，然后就是无限的去满足你的兴趣。Feed your interest, make yourself interested.And make your learning interesting. OK， 好 ，Patty 说 ready 了
Let's go.
Patty 说 Let's go。好，那我们听一遍哦。Patty 可以 play 咯，有吗？
There's one guy who looks like he will be comfortable in retirement. LeBron James is a billionaire, marking the first time an active NBA player has achieved that milestone. It's something he told GQ in 2014 was a longtime dream of his. He said, obviously, I want to maximize my business, and if I happen to get it, if I happen to be a billion-dollar athlete, ho, hip, hip, hooray. Oh, my God, I'm going to be excited. Join me now, CNN business correspondent Rahel Solomon. Well, he made it. He's been a businessman from the very beginning.
He has, and so safe to say he is feeling pretty excited these days. So he posted on his Instagram a post, the profile photo from the Forbes article, very simple caption essentially saying, chess, not checkers, with the king emoji. So how did he do it? He becomes now the first active NBA player to become a billionaire following Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became a billionaire about 10 years after he retired. So again, LeBron becomes the first actively playing NBA player to cross this milestone. So how did he do it? How did he build his fortune?
Okay. That was the first play. That was 1 minute. 所以这个就是1分钟。其实这一个 material 是3分钟。我们只截1分钟。Okay. So, Angel, do you need to listen to it again?
I'm okay.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Because you focused on, you said you want to challenge your rhythm, right?
The rhythm.
And that was super fast. I have to say.
That was super fast. Oh
That was quite fast. So the gentleman was sort of okay. Medium speed, I would say. But the lady was super hyper. Like, she was very hyper.
God.
She must be a
he's
fan,
very
right?
hypers.
A big fan of LeBron James, yes. All right. So, do we want to play again, or do
Yes,
you
we
want to go?
do.
Okay. Patty, please play again.
Thank you, Patty.
Just 1 minute.
There's one guy who looks like he will be comfortable in retirement. LeBron James is a billionaire, marking the first time an active NBA player has achieved that milestone. It's something he told GQ in 2014 was a longtime dream of his. He said, obviously, I want to maximize my business, and if I happen to get it, if I happen to be a billion-dollar athlete, ho, hip, hip, hooray. Oh, my God, I'm going to be excited. Join me now, CNN business correspondent Rahel Solomon. Well, he made it. He's been a businessman from the very beginning.
He has, and so safe to say he is feeling pretty excited these days. So he posted on his Instagram a post, the profile photo from the Forbes article, very simple caption essentially saying, chess, not checkers, with the king emoji. So how did he do it? He becomes now the first active NBA player to become a billionaire following Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became a billionaire about 10 years after he retired. So again, LeBron becomes the first actively playing NBA player to cross this milestone. So how did he do it? How did he build his fortune?
Wow.
Okay. So it's safe to say, well, before you start, Angel, I mean, how would you approach this? Let's talk
How would
about
I?
how would you approach this? Because the first half was a gentleman, and the second half was a lady
Lady.
correspondent. Yeah, and the lady is obviously faster, right?
Faster and so excited.
And you gotta sound very hyped up, like
Yeah,
big
yeah.
fan.
I need to sound hyper
Okay,
than I
but
used
you
to be.
don't. But for you, it's just the rhythm. It's not the tone. So I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta sell the tone. You gotta sell the speed.
The speed.
Yes. So let me go first. Let's see if I can sell the tone. Right. There's one guy who looks like he'll be comfortable in retirement. LeBron James is a billionaire, marking the first time an active NBA player has achieved that milestone. It's something that he told GQ in 2014 was a long-time dream of his. He said, obviously, I want to maximize my business, and if I happen to get it, if I happen to be a billion-dollar athlete, oh, hip hip hooray. Oh my God, I'm going to be excited. Joining me now is CNN business correspondent Rahel Solomon. Well, he's made it. He's been a businessman from the very beginning.
He has. And so, okay.
I will go with the whole thing.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, you have to do the whole thing. So you see, now I have to get, like hyped up. He has, and so it's safe to say he's feeling pretty excited these days. So he posted on his Instagram a post, the profile photo from the Forbes article with a very simple caption essentially saying, chess, not checkers, with a king emoji. So how did he do it? He becomes now the first active NBA player to become a billionaire, following Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became a billionaire about 10 years after he retired. So again, LeBron becomes the first actively playing NBA player to cross that milestone. So how did he do it? How did he build his fortune?
Applause.
Yes, I gotta, shove it. Like I had to concentrate. So you
really need to focus on the article.
This is a tough one because the guy was kind of slow, but he sounded more like an anchor. 他就是那种主播型的，所以如果我今天是挑战那个 tone 的话，前面就要有那个 radio voice, right? There's one guy who looks like he'll be comfortable in retirement. 那个感觉. So I have to sell that tone. Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah. No, I think that is petty.
Okay.
And then Ramel Solomon, the lady correspondent, she likes to stop at interesting places. So she says, he has, and so it's safe to say he's feeling pretty excited these days. 他的那个 pretty 就有拉长，他有些字，yeah, pretty excited these days.
会 stress.
Yeah, 他会 stress 一些地方，然后他会有一些different intonations. So he posted on an Instagram the post, a profile photo from the Forbes article. 所以他 Forbes， 他的那个 tone 就会特别去 stress， 或者是他有些那个调呢特别喜欢他的 pause 也不一样。Okay, so Forbes article, a simple caption essentially saying， 所以他的 essentially 这个女生每次讲 essentially 她都会顿很久，她就会拉长哦。Essentially saying checks not checkers with a king emoji， 你看一下快慢，他的那个 intonation 也是会一直变。So how did he do it? He becomes now the first active NBA player to become a billionaire following Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became a billionaire. 你看他 following Michael Jordan， 通常我们会这样，可是他不是 following Michael Jordan。Michael Jordan became a billionaire， 他好像就是很多话，还有一堆话要讲，所以他听起来这个女生这个 lady correspondent 感觉就是一个 sentence 里面要塞4个 idea。他是 like this is how I approached it， 这我在我自己心里面想他是这样子的一个人，所以那个 tone 我就要去吸收他。我这边有特别去思考他哪边有会奇怪的，不跟我平常念稿子不一样的地方。对所以这个就是there's no real right or wrong， 因为他们是 CNN anchors。那他们的方式就不见得 ，it's like 我们讲话不需要像电台 DJ 那样讲话， 那是很奇怪 unnatural. But
the beats, yeah.
this will push you to focus on the intonations, on really creating that range for your vocal pronunciation. 他这样子的方式呢，会逼着我们在这1分钟挑战里面，我除了要磨，我要特别去听到这些很细节的东西之外，我自己要能够去 produce， 我要能够再去产生这样子的细节。然后进而再做几次了以后呢，我熟能生巧了以后呢，其实我应付不同的 accent 或应付不同的 pronunciation 或 tone 调的时候 intonation 的时候呢，更能有掌握度，因为平时有在练习这一块，就会加强。对，所以呢，刚刚就跟大家分享一下说，如果今天我听到这个东西，这个实际上我自己剪接的，可是不是这个音档是我弄的，可是不是怎么说？我自己没有偷练习，然后再跟大家做。今天真的大家都是第一次 ，OK？ 所以 Angel 老师等一下也会，就是用他的方式。如果他第一次听到，然后他就有一个 1-minute challenge。How would you approach it? Yeah, we're doing this like live. There was no rehearsals, no practice.
No rehearsal.
Yeah, 我们之前都没有练习哦，所以这直接上场的哦，没有 say 过的，
没有 say 过的。
So Patty, go ahead and give Angel another lesson, and then we will have Miss Angel challenge. Go.
There's one guy who looks like he will be comfortable in retirement. LeBron James is a billionaire, marking the first time an active NBA player has achieved that milestone. It's something he told GQ in 2014 was a longtime dream of his. He said, obviously, I want to maximize my business, and if I happen to get it, if I happen to be a billion-dollar athlete, oh, hip, hip, hooray. Oh, my God, I'm going to be excited. Join me now, CNN business correspondent Rahel Solomon. Well, he made it. He's been a businessman from the very beginning.
He has, and so safe to say he is feeling pretty excited these days. So he posted on his Instagram a post, the profile photo from the Forbes article, very simple caption essentially saying, chess, not checkers, with the king emoji. So how did he do it? He becomes now the first active NBA player to become a billionaire following Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became a billionaire about 10 years after he retired. So again, LeBron becomes the first actively playing NBA player to cross this milestone. So how did he do it? How did he build his fortune?
So in terms of speed, we all know the gentleman was sort of medium speed, and then the lady is obviously slightly faster. Yeah, slightly faster with some
more
odd
emotion.
Yeah, with some odd pauses that I wouldn't pause exactly, but you know, not a problem. We only need to care about rhythm now.
Rhythm.
Yeah.
Okay.
We only need to care about the speed and rhythm. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. There's one guy who looks like he'll be comfortable in retirement. LeBron James is a billionaire, marking the first time an active NBA player has achieved that milestone. It's something that he told GQ in 2014 was a long-time dream of his. He said, obviously, I want to maximize my business, and if I happen to get it, if I happen to be a billion-dollar athlete, so hip hip hooray. Oh my God, I'm gonna be excited. Join me now is CNN business correspondent Rahel Solomon. Well, he made it. He's been a businessman from the very beginning. He has, and so safe to say he's feeling pretty excited these days. So he posted on his Instagram a post, the profile photo from the Forbes article, very simple caption, essentially saying chess, not checkers, with the king emoji. So how did he do it? He becomes now the first active NBA player to become a billionaire following Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became a billionaire about 10 years after he retired. So again, LeBron James becomes the first actively playing NBA player to cross his milestone. So how did he do it? How did he build his fortune?
There we go. Well-deserved applause. Yes.
Twisted.
Yeah, 就是好像拼语数的那种概念，对不对？
对呀。
No, and you did more than just the rhythm. Like you didn't only match the speed, but you also took in all the pauses of where the lady actually and the stresses. Right?
Pretty excited.
Yeah. Right.
It was fun.
Yes. Okay, so this is like the first try for everybody. And now you guys know, imagine this, if we were to take this to a 10-minute, like a 3 rep, we do 3 drill exercises of these shadowing exercises 你的大概刚刚那个1分钟这样子，然后我们每次大概就是只专注在一件事，比如说专注在 pronunciation， 专注在 intonation 或者是 rhythm 里面呢，每次只做3次跟读，基本上这一个章节的你的掌握度就会非常非常高，因为你已经把耳朵磨得很细了，对不对？磨得很利了。You have to listen to the nuances， 一定要听那个细节的差别哦。你才会抓住你自己等一下要怎么样去产生这些。那久而久之呢，你也会学到说，哦，原来他们在讲这个 long time dream of his， 对不对？我们都会讲 long time dream。Long time dream of his， long time dream， 对不对？他们怎么样去特别去强调 long time， 或者是 actively playing NBA player， 对不对？active player， 他们特别在那个 active 的地方 ，yeah， very much stressed，OK，and of course the speed，OK，因为很多人呢，通常呢，其实在语速上面都是听到那个语速啊，说实在的，前一阵子哦 ，just to be honest with you guys，just to get it out in the open， 之前有一个人来，之前有人留言说讲太快了，就是我的 daily English shadowing 太快了，要再慢一点。But，just so that you guys know， 因为我们正常的语速不是那样，所以当你呢在做练习的时候，你习惯了那种很慢的语速，不好意思，你要加快很难。对，你可以把你的很快的语速、正常语速的东西去降速，可是你没有办法把慢速的东西加速，那听起来很奇怪。对，所以呢，大家就要记得说，其实你一开始听到的，如果你一开始没有办法掌握，那可能是语速快，或者是内容你不熟悉，所以你觉得它语速很快，其实可能没有语速特别快。OK， 所以呢，用这个 CNN 呢互动美语的这个教材呢，其实大家就可以听到说，CNN 比如说这种像我们常看的中天电视台啊、新闻台，或者是这个 TVBS 新闻台，他们的语速为什么我们都能 catch 得到呢？就是因为我们其实常听，已经习惯这种语速了。实际上我们也不会像主播一样讲话那么快啦，也不会那么快，实际上是不会那么快的。所以大家也这个就是说我们听习惯了，可是呢，是因为我们每次第一次接触或通常很少接触，然后所以觉得哇好快哦，我跟不上什么，其实都不会，那听习惯就好了。And that's what this activity is here for。所以下个礼拜呢，我们就会再次的再来挑战，还有另外2篇，今天只给大家听到了1篇，所以之后呢，我们会再分配哈，大家会如果有来参与听的话呢，或者是来参与我们的 speaker 的话呢，这个礼拜的这个体验的话呢，就会来当我们的 speaker 哦。那 speaker 呢，就会可以自己挑自己这个，我们有3篇主题，那其中1篇呢，大家已经听到了，就是 LeBron James， 然后另外2篇的主题，大家下个礼拜就会听得到了。然后呢，我们的 speaker 呢，就会跟大家跟着我跟 Angel 老师一起来跟读，做这个1分钟的跟读挑战，来磨自己的这个跟读口说哈。所以欢迎大家下个礼拜呢，再来参加我们的15 minutes Live Podcast。今天非常谢谢我们的 Fanny、Jasmine 跟 Andy， 非常非常非常谢谢你的 input。好，那我们下个礼拜15 minutes Live Special 的1分钟 PopU 这个PopU 饱读电子书的1分钟跟读挑战呢，就在下个礼拜会进行，所以欢迎大家来一起来参加咯。那我们今天就讲到这边，谢谢大家。